Have you ever wondered what it was like living in the barracks? Have you ever wondered what goes on in the barracks and what things can go and happen while you're in the barracks? Well, in this video, we're about to find out. So, how you guys doing? My name is Jason. I am a second class petty officer. I'm in the United States Navy Seabees. We are a construction battalion type of a unit, and my rate is UT2. I've been in for about 7.5 years now, and I'm going to talk about the experience that you might have in the barracks, and I'm going to talk about my experience as a older guy because I am 38 and I lived in the barracks from when I was 31 until about 35 or 36 or something like that. So the first thing I'm going to say that living in the barracks isn't bad. It's not terrible. It's You just got to play the game, right? The leadership and power is a game, right? So when you're low on the totem pole, you are subjected to that game, right? You are the subordinate. So you have to follow the rules. You have to follow the orders of the ones that appointed over you. And or you can face the consequences. So the first thing I'm going to start saying is room inspections. So when you live in the barracks, you're going to be subjected to room inspections, and you have to follow the guideline that you learned while you're in A school to pass your room inspections. So what you want to do is you always want to keep your closet door closed, because if you leave your closet door open, that is an automatic failure. That happened to me while I was in A school, and I failed one of my room inspections because I left my closet door open. So you want to keep your closet door closed pretty much all the time. Another good tip about doors is you should keep your bathroom door closed on room inspection days, because when you have your bathroom door closed, you'll know if somebody walked into it, because 100% of the time, maybe not 100, but I would say maybe about, let's just say 80 to 90% of the time that somebody enters into your room for a room inspection, they leave the bathroom door open. And that's how you can tell, right? So, and then you'll have the paper on your bed or on your nightstand or something like that of them of your command showing you that you were inspected, your room was inspected. So those are just a couple tips that you can do. And so some of the other rules living in the barracks are no alcohol if you're under 21. If you're over 21, you're allowed to have alcohol. You're allowed to have it in your fridge while you're getting room inspected. But if your roommate is younger than 21, then you're not allowed to have that alcohol in your refrigerator or out or whatever like that, like it's whiskey or vodka or whatever. You're not allowed to have it out, right? So you have to store it in your closet, and that's why you keep your closet door all closed all the time, so you don't get in trouble. Some other rules are, you know, basic kind of rules like out in the out in town. The same rules apply for in apartment complexes. Like 10 o'clock is usually like quiet hour. And then like from like 10 to like let's say like 6 is like quiet hour or whatever like that, and then like you know 6 a.m., 7 a.m. or whatever like that, you can do whatever you want. I mean, you're gonna have to show up for work and all that stuff. So like when you're in battalion, I don't know what it's like on the West Coast, but on the East Coast, usually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays you go to PT. So you go to PT at like you have to be there at like 6:45. So you know, wake up, make some breakfast or go to the galley early, and then go to PT, then go home, shower, blah blah blah. You get the drift. Some of the other rules are that you can't really bring anybody into your room, like they can't sleep over. A lot of people get away with that. So, I mean, do that at your own risk. But uh, I have, and I do know people. I've done it actually, where I had one of my girlfriends sleep over, and I mean, to kind of like put it in layman's terms, like kind of really like nobody really cares as long as you're not like doing anything bad, or if it's the first night that this chick is like coming over or whatever like that, I wouldn't have her sleep over, or guy, it goes the same way. Accusations and stuff like that, could happen, and they're just trying to mitigate like that type of make sure that that stuff doesn't happen, like the Me Too stuff, like, oh, I was raped, this and that. So that's another rule. And when you live in the barracks, you're allowed to have like parties, right? You're allowed to kind of like have friends in the barracks and like, have a party. Technically, drinking games are not allowed when you live in the barracks, but like I said, like use due diligence when you are doing stuff like that. I've been at a couple of barracks parties, and a lot of them usually happen on deployment. Uh, because when you're on deployment, everybody's in the barracks. But when you're in home port, people will party. Anybody that's 21, anybody that's younger, you guys know, you guys party and all that stuff. So you're allowed to have parties. Don't have somebody in your room, like, if you don't seriously know them. And always keep your closet door closed on room inspection days. Just remember that. I'm trying to think of some other things. I can tell you a situation that happened to me, because the the maturity level on certain individuals while you're going through A school and boot camp, they're all really young, right? It's like a high school mentality. And I remember talking to my command master chief, asking him, "Hey, how can we stop this childlike high school like mentality?" And he said, "You can't, because think about it, like everybody that's in the military starts at like 18, 19, 20. So at least in their 20s, early 20s, you can't stop it. Even some officers are like 23 to 20, 25. Like 25 is when people start to kind of like start developing their maturity level and stuff. So that's that. Like there's going to be immaturity stuff. So I'll give you an example of some immature stuff that happened to me. Somebody had a party down in the rec room, right? So we have a rec room, and we have a room where there's foosball, there's like one of those sand games where there's a sand table and you push the like little cylinder thing. There's sometimes there's pool tables, ping pong, like sometimes they have like a little mini kitchen in there, and like a fridge and chairs, poker tables and stuff like that. So uh, something that happened to me was something that happened to me was they had a party, and I was not in the barracks at the time. I don't even think I was living in the barracks at that time, because I think I was at E5. But somebody wrote my last name in the sand thing and left a big mess with a smiley face. I think I still have the picture. I'll post it up if I have it still. But it's like, what the hell? You know, can you be more immature? You're gonna try to accuse me of something that I didn't even do? So just remember that there are going to be haters while you're in the military. There's going to be, just remember that hate comes from below, comes from beneath you. And, keep striving, keep doing you. And if you have any other questions of like living in the barracks and you want to know more, you want to know more about how to pass room inspections, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel. We're at 68 people right now, 68 subscribers. I'm shooting for 100 right now, so if you could subscribe, like this, and I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you got some value out of this video. That's going to be it for this one. Peace. And if you like that video, you can go to this one over here. And thanks for coming by. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.